Evening, folks. Grandpa Greenwald, old man with a pan. We're going to put together a couple meatloaves today, kind of a special thing. This is a spicy sweet potato meatloaf, and that's the one we started out to do. I also have a pound of turkey here. We started out the same way. We're going to change that up a little bit. So what I had bought, there ended up with a bunch of sliders, a little over a pound of sliders. So we're going to go ahead and mix these all up. Let me get my, oh, that's a piece of onion. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and mix them together as we go here, so we can we'll both be done when we get done. We'll put an egg in each bowl. This is the turkey over here. Okay, as far as the season, we have 1 cup, or let's start at the top where we see the onions. We have a ½ cup of diced onions. We have 1 cup of shredded sweet potato, just shredded sweet potato, and I have a couple of tablespoons, just a little bit of bell pepper there. So we're gonna put that in. Then we have this same exact thing over here. Same amount, same everything. Now I mixed up the seasonings here. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. We have 1 tablespoon of thyme. I chopped up. It's supposed to be fresh thyme, but this is more like, I don't know what it's like. Anyway, that's what's in here. That's the panko, 1/3 of a cup of panko in there also. And there's your thyme coming out, and the salt and pepper coming out at the end there. And see if we can get these ingredients put together. Never made anything, or never made meatloaf with sweet potatoes. Well, this is nice and moist already. I don't think I'm going to add any of that tomato sauce. I hate to get it too moist. Don't know. Can't add it. I remember last time that I made a turkey meatloaf, we ended up with a lot of moisture in it. So I'm not going to cause a problem with that. So, all right, this might be a little bit more difficult because these sliders have already been pressed together, so we kind of need to unpress them. Going ahead and add some of that milk. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I don't want to put the whole thing. I just think it's going to be too much with the. You're going to have the natural moisture coming out. All right. We got us 2 meatloaves mixed up real quick, but that's what meatloaf's all about. Real quick and get her done. We're gonna use our two cast iron wedge pans. So I guess I need to tell you a little bit about it. This was the early model pan. This is made by BSR, cornbread skillet and patent pending on the back. This was a knockoff. I'm thinking it was Logs that did a knockoff just a few years after they came out there, and this one's got a hole in it, and a big number 8 on the back. The fine thing about this skillet, it's got a chef skillet handle, an ergonomic handle, rather than a straight cast iron handle. So that's just a little tidbit of stuff there. So let's go ahead and, it says divided into 8 pieces. I don't know why we can't divide and conquer right here in the pan. And we might end up with more than 8 pieces. And if that's the case, I'll figure something else out. Turkey meatloaf with sweet potatoes. Like I said, the turkey normally releases a lot of moisture And I'm hoping that volume will just stay in the pan. I probably should put something up underneath. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good. Like I said, I don't want to overstuff, but I'm thinking the volume ought to just stay down in that pan there. Okay, let's move this one over. All right, put this one here. Let's go ahead and stuff the beef. I'm glad we didn't use all that milk. I don't know about milk. This might be a little easier to work with, just my hands to press it down into the pan. And we're gonna make, you can see this is 8 individual portions in each pan. Not that you can't have more than 1 portion. Some big old guys like me might want to have 2 portions. So we got onions in here and bell peppers, a typical meatloaf, but for some reason, oh, we got the sweet potatoes. I was gonna say, some reason, I'm looking forward to doing some of this. Okay, now one more thing we need to do. There it is, right there. We have some, where's my can? We have some Chipotle chili peppers. And I put them in this dish and I chopped them up. Chopped them up pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze some ketchup in here. I had that tomato sauce open to use on that. Okay. Let's see if we can add a little Chipotle to the top of this. Wow. Coming together pretty nice, looking good. I didn't put any brown sugar in it. I have enough here without any brown sugar. See if we got enough to cover it all. If we don't, that's okay too. All right, one more thing that it calls for, and I'm a little bit, like I said, a little bit disappointed. This was my fresh thyme, but we're gonna put it on there because that's what makes it pretty anyway. So we'll put a little pretty on it, and I won't have any, don't need to save this time for it. There you go. We got this 2 meatloaf, 350 degrees, about 40 minutes. I'll check it at the 20 level point or 20 minute point. I'm gonna put a little padding to catch any drippings, but there you go. Spicy sweet potato meatloaf, Chipotle meatloaf. The house is smelling yummy. This is I suspect that's the turkey meatloaf. There's lots of juice on the top. Oh, I think that's the beef. We have all of the Chipotle, so that's the beef. And I just put it on each side, the beef on one side and the turkey on the other side. So that's a two-part meatloaf, and that's probably what I got to do something with that. Folks, Thanks for coming by. This is a really, it's just meatloaf, but it was a fun cooking in the vintage cast iron. We're using my vintage. These are vintage also, believe it or not. These are vintage spacers from Farm Implements. They could be 1940s or 1930s. I don't know about that, but all vintage cookware. Thanks for coming by, folks. Success.